In today's video, we'll be going on an adventure to discover all the amazing things that libraries have to offer on the 2024 Library Craw.
The sun is high, not a cloud in the sky. What a beautiful day, in the sand where we play. We drive for miles and everyone smiles. Now that it's fall, time for the library crawl. Search the shelves for something new. Use your library card, check out a book or two. The library crawl. The library crawl.
Buckle up as we visit 7 libraries and 2 special locations. We'll learn all about the amazing things libraries do for our community, and we'll enjoy lots of local scenery along the way. Our first stop is the Roxana Library. I chose this library because my mom's name is Roxana and she happened to be with me on this day, so she was really excited to get a photo with the sign. After getting our first passport stamp, we wandered around the shelves. There were Lego projects built at the Creation Station, a children's play area, and a community room filled with folks participating in a free exercise program. On our way out, we checked out the Library Crawl map on the wall. Second, we headed to the Wood River Library. On our way in, we browsed their sidewalk sale. They had a quiet cafe where you could read or study distraction-free, a miniature art display created by community artists, as well as a beautiful view of their multi-story shelves. Our third library on the crawl is the Hainer Public Library in downtown Alton, Illinois. I loved the little park next to the library with beautiful murals and benches, perfect for enjoying a book and the scenery. Today was actually the perfect day to visit the library. They were hosting a Library 101 class to help educate their patrons on how to navigate and utilize the library's many collections, programs, and services. This library also has a second location, which houses genealogy and local history records. I really wish we could have taken you to visit the second location, but unfortunately, they were closed that morning. Now it's time to make our first special stop on the tour. We cruised up the Great River Road, which is a national scenic byway. The views of the Mississippi River and the bluffs are stunning. It follows the Mississippi River for nearly 3,000 miles through 10 states. Today, we're only going about 11 miles to the historic village of Elsa. The narrow streets are perfect for the tiny sandbar. Many of the stone cottages and buildings you see here date back to the 1800s. You can enjoy the views of the historic loop from the comfort of your car, but if the weather's nice and you're able, you can always park and walk to the History Museum or General Store. All right, little sandbar, we're almost halfway through our library visits. Are you ready for more? Fourth up is the Edwardsville Public Library. The library is surrounded by a beautiful park which hosts many community events year-round, like outdoor concerts and even an art show. The architecture here is gorgeous, and I can see why this place is always full of students from the local college. While I was researching the Edwardsville Library, I discovered that you can access Chilton auto repair manuals through their extensive online database. And as a car girl myself, I think that's super awesome. Downstairs, they even have a room for teens, a 3D printing studio, and a really large play area for children. Library number 5 is the Maryville Public Library. This library was actually really busy, and that's why I couldn't get any video inside, so don't underestimate what you can find at a small library. As a matter of fact, many libraries even offer ebooks, audiobooks, e-comics, and even movies or TV shows. I personally check out a lot of books on my e-reader through Overdrive, so never fear if you don't see anything on the shelves around you. Ask your librarian how you can check something out digitally. I puttered over to the town of Collinsville for my 6th library on the list. I parked in front of one of the historic homes in the area. The skeletons kept a close eye on the Sambar van for me while I adventured inside. Collinsville Library and Historical Museum are both on the same campus. I loved the stained glass windows over the front desk, and there are reminders of the area's local history hanging all around us. I climbed a tree up to the 2nd floor to the children's space and saw many of my favorite cartoon characters. I even stopped into the History Museum, which was full of local history, and even got a little tour from one of the museum curators. I couldn't resist stopping by one of my favorite parks for a little break, the Willoughby Heritage Farm and Conservation Reserve. I strolled through the garden and visited some of the many barns and adorable farm animals. There's also miles of hiking trails and lots of community events here. Alright friends, it's now time for the 7th and final library on this adventure in Glen Carbon, Illinois. I drove through the covered bridge, and maybe I'm a little biased because this is my home library, but it sure is beautiful. They have many community rooms, beautiful little reading nooks, and usually at one of the tables up front, you can even find free tutoring services. You can also find devices that you can check out, like e-readers, telescopes, and even projectors. You can also check out games, toys, and even parent-teacher kits. Libraries offer so much more than just books. It's safe to say that that was a really big adventure for such a small van. What do you think, little Sambar?
The sun is high,